What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including bad news for Vince McMahon, an update on Brock Lesnar's return, a Hall of Famer convicted on multiple felonies, Jeff Hardy's AEW deal ending, is Saraya thinking of leaving AEW, how much wrestlers are paid on the main roster, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at bad news for Vince McMahon. The top of today's news is a report from Deadline that Vince McMahon is now under federal investigation. The entertainment site reported on Thursday, 30th May, that in a sealed filing today, the US Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York presented material to the federal court of a probe they have opened into the disgraced McMahon World Wrestling Entertainment and the WWE's ex-head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis. Deadline added that the US Attorney's Office of the Empire State Southern District declined to comment or offer guidance when contacted by Deadline today. Vince McMahon's attorney, Jessica Rosenberg, made the following statement as part of the Deadline story. "We remain confident the evidence will prove Ms. Grant's allegations are false, and her complaint is nothing more than a fabricated, vindictive narrative from a disgruntled former girlfriend." This report follows months of rumors that federal and/or state officials were investigating any misconduct that may have occurred in connection with the alleged activities of McMahon, Laurinaitis, or WWE. Next up, Janel Grant lawsuit now on hold. The federal probe is also affecting Janel Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE. The previously mentioned Deadline story revealed the federal government requested a pause to the civil suit. Ms. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Mr. McMahon, WWE, Mr. Laurinaitis, pursuant to a pending non-public investigation, said Grant's lawyer Ann Callis in a statement to Deadline. "We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps." While no criminal charges have been filed, criminal cases take precedence over civil cases. This suggests the federal government may be gathering information to possibly file criminal charges. Again, we're not reporting or suggesting criminal charges are pending, but it appears the federal government is exploring the possibility. Next up, an update on Brock Lesnar's return. Now, is Brock Lesnar returning to the WWE soon? While the WWE has lifted its ban on mentioning the Beast Incarnate's name during WWE programming, Dave Meltzer is reporting in this week's Observer newsletter that a Brock Lesnar return isn't a given. Regarding any rumors of Lesnar returning, he has to be cleared by WWE legal. Remember, WWE is still a defendant in the Janel Grant lawsuit, and that hasn't happened yet. While Lesnar is not a defendant in the Janel Grant lawsuit, the WWE and more importantly parent company TKO Holdings is likely going to take a cautious approach now that Vince McMahon is facing possible criminal action. Whether it's guilt by association or an abundance of caution, the WWE may feel the advantages of bringing Lesnar back are outweighed by the disadvantages. It looks like the WWE may have to add a convicted felon wing to its Hall of Fame, as another Hall of Famer has been convicted of a felony, or in this case, 34 felonies. Add WWE Hall of Famer and winner of WrestleMania 23's Battle of the Billionaires, Donald J. Trump, to Sunny for Hall of Famers convicted of felonies. Do you think WWE will remove either inductee from its halls? Should they even do that? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Goldberg goes off again. Just when you thought Bill Goldberg and Bret the Hitman Hart buried the hatchet over Goldberg allegedly ending Bret Hart's career with an accidental boot to the head, Bill Goldberg is speaking out on the incident. During an appearance on the Von Erichs podcast, Goldberg discussed how people have forgotten about the wrestlers who came before them and their impact on the industry. He dropped Hulk Hogan's name and then stated, "You saw how easily it was that people forgot about me and the fact that I smash people and then leave. Now they have the audacity to think that any of these morons could stand 2 seconds with me. It's funny that people's identities get wiped away quite quickly. The current generation and the next are completely dependent on what people tell them and what they see on the internet. It's a shame that these morons who didn't feel the excitement or couldn't understand the excitement when my music hit when I blow smoke out of my nose." While Goldberg didn't mention names, the following comment has some people believing the WWE Hall of Famer was referencing Bret Hart. 9 times out of 10, you really had to question whether I was hurting the guy or not. That's a fine line you gotta walk. Granted, unfortunately, a couple of times Steiner, I'm not even gonna mention his name, the moron I kicked in the head. Unfortunately, things like that happen. It's a rough business. As long as there's no malicious intent, hey bro, you're in the wrong business if you bitch and moan about getting slapped or getting punched errantly. It's just a different day and age, man. It really is. It seems like a certain 2-time WWE Hall of Famer from Calgary, Alberta will respond to Goldberg's latest remarks. Do you think there should be a TV show where wrestlers feature complaining about their colleagues or how they despise the injury? If so, Ryback, Goldberg, Bret Hart and Ronda Rousey should be the first guests. Next up, Jeff Hardy's AEW deal ending. Now that Matt Hardy is a free agent, Hardy fans have been wondering when Jeff will be able to join Matt. Matt discussed Brother Nero's current AEW status during an episode of his podcast, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, including whether Jeff is medically cleared to wrestle. He's been cleared, he's just sitting at home waiting on the call. Unlike me, he's not someone who really gets out and make things happen, he just kinda waits on someone to call him. He's sitting at home just waiting on that phone call, jumping on the trampoline up and down with the dumbbells. Wrestling's charismatic enigma is just one of seemingly many AEW stars waiting for some TV time. As for when Jeff's contract expires, Matt noted, but yeah, he's got like till mid-June or so I think, and then his deal is up. So I guess we'll see if he ends up re-signing or not re-signing. Who knows? While Matt and Jeff Hardy have had notable singles runs, their careers are forever interlocked, and the potential to have both Matt and Jeff in the ring has traditionally been seen as more advantageous than one of the two brothers. While the Hardys' best years are behind them, their value is undeniable, and you'll be certain there'll be no shortage of promotions looking to bring them in, whether it's in for a short program or an extended stay. As for where the Hardys end up, Matt has made it clear he wants to do something productive with the remaining years in his career, which suggests he isn't looking to go somewhere and sit on the shelf. Where would you guys like to see the Hardys end up? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Uncle Howdy spotted. Did the WWE post an Uncle Howdy sighting? The creeptastic character has been on WWE fans' minds for weeks now, following the mysterious QR codes popping up all over WWE programming. Now, a photo that fans believe shows Howdy creeping through the woods have surfaced online, which Twitter posting WWE posted this and quickly deleted. WrestleTalk's Amanda Savage noted the presence of a bird in the photo and commented on the QR code that appeared on 27th May Raw. On this week's episode, WWE Raw, another QR code appeared and seemingly pointed to a specific upcoming date. The date reference was June 17th, which would be the Monday after Clash at the Castle, which has now been teased on numerous occasions, leading to the belief it could be the date when the new faction finally debuts. However, many fans were led to believe Howdy would appear at the King and Queen of the Ring, leading to disappointment when he didn't. Do you think this figure is Uncle Howdy, or could it be someone else? When do you actually think Howdy will debut in the WWE? Next up, is Saraya thinking of leaving AEW? Could Saraya, aka former WWE superstar Paige, be contemplating leaving AEW when a deal expires? Fans are asking this after some social media activity caught their attention. Ringside News recently noted Saraya previously took to Twitter and stated that she felt it was about time to really speak her mind and she would end up deleting that tweet. Now she's tweeted a picture that shows her fading from sight or being blurred. Does this mean she's disappointed with how she's being used? It's difficult to say as AEW's booking of its women's division has been all over the place. But as Ringside News suggested, this could all be part of a storyline. If Saraya is upset or disappointed with AEW, there could be another reason besides the promotion's well-known erratic booking. AEW has brought in major talents such as Mercedes Moné and Deonna Purrazzo, which has increased the competition for top spots. When Saraya first entered AEW, she quickly carved out a top spot as part of the Outcast factions alongside Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. However, Storm has jumped over Saraya on the food chain, and she may feel she no longer has a default position in the main event. There's also the perception by some fans that Saraya didn't light up AEW's women's division and that her work lacked the spark some fans expected from someone who had been sidelined from the ring for several years. Lastly, there's also the possibility that Saraya would like to return to WWE now that Triple H is running creative. What do you think is next for her? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, the base pay for main roster superstars is crazy. And last but not least, how much are main roster superstars getting paid? While wrestlers' paydays differ based on their status in WWE, Meltzer is reporting in the latest Observer that the current main roster minimum salary is $350,000 per year. What do you guys think of this? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.